Hello everyone, good evening. I hope you're all having a good day, and I hope my stream is on because I'm having problems with my, well, everything. Because yeah, the stupid VPN is not working as it should, and it keeps getting disconnected. Okay, so it's good for you. It just keeps saying welcome to the chat, welcome to the chat, welcome to the chat, as if it's disconnecting all the time, and it's annoying me, and I have no idea why. It is extremely aggravating, and I shouldn't have my VPN running right now, and if it is, I'm sorry for any chat messages that I miss. We'll just have to see. Hopefully nothing happens, but you know. But you can, most of the time you can just see if the chat shows up in the oh fuck, that's the wrong button. Everything is going wrong here. Yeah, let's hope for the best. So it is time for us to finish Miles Edgeworth investigations, and God, it hurts. Fucking hell, it hurts. But yeah, you can just you can see, just if the message showed up there, I most likely saw it. But wait, there, come on, whatever. Thanks, love. Now we have water because we need it. It's going to be satisfying though. It's going to be very satisfying to finish this case. It's amazing. So let's get to it. Just need to fix this one and get this one going, because we have 3 parts left. 3 parts. So we're just gonna jump straight into it, and let's see. So the Wells statue was draped in the Edgeworth pose. Gonna shut over here. Let's see here. It's this. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to the second game, but that is not for until after we've completed Near and potentially the Westmark Manor that comes soon. Yeah, it's so far away, but we'll get there. Which we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because there are things that they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing. No, that's not necessarily true. What? What I need right now is no further discussion of my conclusions. It's the launching of my conclusions. What the shooter wanted to launch with a crossbow was not the statues themselves, but rather something a crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues. If it wasn't the statue that was tied to the arrows, then what did the crossbow launch? Oh, let me tell you, Lang, it was wires.
Objection!
Finally reached this point in our discussion. Yeah, there we go. The chat just keeps disconnecting. Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna double check because this is annoying. I am actually incredibly annoyed by that. This is the way it is. So I'm going to just quickly double check my settings. So give me a moment. We're back. Good. Excellent. Yes, I'm going to uninstall that VPN and get my old one back because I've only had problem with this bullshit. And I have a paycheck now to actually pay for the old VPN again. I'm never going to use this thing again because holy shit, this is utter garbage. Pissed me off. Okay, so we're back. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbolt. Miles, it's a bolt. It's not an arrow. Arrows are used with bows. It's a crossbow, therefore it's a bolt. Get your terminology correctly. I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Koshin's office? All the way from the fifth floor of the Alabastian embassy, down to the 3rd floor of the Ablaze embassy? If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how an alabaster privilege statue could be moved. Gravity can be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then what Babal's privilege statue? The dark shadow in this photo is clearly flying away from Babal. Going the opposite way of the gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babylon's embassy up to the 5th floor of the Alabastian embassy. How do you explain that? Aha. I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick works. Agent Lang, the motion used behind this trick, I wonder if perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Baba's primitive statue. Rotary motion. I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues were transported simultaneously... Simultaneously? Cash real. The two statues would collide somewhere along the way. Did I ever say there was only one line of wire between the two offices? Hello, Mina. How are you today? Let's see. Also being dumb getting a mild sunburn was dumb. Oh no. Always use sun lotion, unless you're me, because I typically don't need sun lotion here in Scandinavia. If we shoot an arrow with the two ends of a wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed. Langsy says, don't object and call a success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension between the two wires, the top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway. Agent Lang. As you know, the primitive statues are one of a kind national treasure. And the fact that Babal's statue is a hollow replica of the real statue would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. That's typically how it goes, yeah. Langsy says. Howl! Here's what I believe happened. Miss Yu and her mystery conspirators sent themselves up in two different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down with one arrow. Then, the two of them covered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. After the switch was completed, yet another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Babal, where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock. QED. This proves it, right, Agent Lang? That I'm not the killer. Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor. The proof is in a pudding, as it were. Pudding is a night's dessert. So, do you think you can do it? Do you think you can prove what you said is what happened? Because I remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back with me home as a souvenir. Aw, that is adorable. Trying to wash it, chasing her tail. That is adorable. I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. Wait, it isn't? Oh my god. Okay, let's see what's up with this then. Let's modify this file slightly so it will update. Okay, let's see again. Okay, let's try again. Is there anyone here? If anyone could type in chat, that would be amazing. There we go. Thank you. I'd also like the accused is guilty until proven innocent. How about that? One more. This should be interesting. If you think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into a fact, well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor. The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire, I believe it is right here in this very room. Now then, I believe this is what made the circular belt transportation method possible.
Take that!
Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again. The last piece of the trick are the two pulleys. Precisely. The ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact that there is one installed in each of the officers, the ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. Ah! This must be it. This is how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security. You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? Oops. Please, mouse, please. No? There we go. You know how to set the big hotshot that set up the stage, real-life stage show really is, don't you? The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastian and Babali's offices, and that the passion flower support sticks could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case. Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Mars Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do? A single point of the finger here and this case will explode into an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in. There is a piece of evidence that would point us to who the mysterious mastermind is. And that is the passion flower.
Take that!
This smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that the passion flowers had time to grow so big that Miss Von Karma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited this room today. On top of all of this, the fact that the culprit knew that the both officers had ceiling fans tells us that the person had very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So, as you may have guessed, the person I am accusing of hatching this plan is a person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. Thus, it can only be you, Querns Alba. Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth? I'm certain of what I'm saying, and I'm sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all the stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that? I understand you need to doubt me, however, there is one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? One single end result that Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. If we were to examine the focus of this complex trick, I believe we will finally found the answer to everything. Everything will become clear once we examine this one piece of evidence. No, not that one. This one. Take that! I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation been reversed. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Primulux statue for the fake, this is a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. And who better to ask for that than the King Primulux himself? I see. Ambassador, we'll be examining that statue now with or without your permission. These are Mr. Koshin's fingerprints. Oh, we already have this one. This guy looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Hello, Heisenberg. Welcome. You are in the nick of time to be able to catch the finale of this game. Excellent. We're playing it for the next couple of hours. Maybe it's because they took look-alike. Well, we already have this one. Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. It looks like a gap. Hey, you're right! Maybe it was meant to be some sort of secret. Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from this gap in the protection. What? Hurry up and open it, Miles! Alright, here goes. Wow, it really did open up! Hey! What's this thing that fell out? I believe a more thorough examination is required. What in the... Is this... Hey! Is this what I think it is? It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow, it appears that we have at long last arrived at the exit of this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates, and the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabans to begin with. The Primulux statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretariat, and the replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from Shinar, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damask II, Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised a replica statue at the Master Second, and then, in order to frame the steel samurai of the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. Let's see. Oh. Pix is skeptical. Well, Ambassador Alba, you're the leader of the smuggling ring. My country's a mess, and it's all because of you? You're the one who killed the Master Second? Answer us. I never thought you would figure things out to this level. However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Koshin. Quite screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass guilt onto a dead man. If there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that you're the real ringleader, Quercus Alba. It's no good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang. Subjectivity? My conclusion is anything but is the result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation? Only 2 seconds ago you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give such flip-flop logic any real weight to you. That is fine, Mina. It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me? You see, the reason I came back is so that I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target has been you. What? Agent Lang, I demand an explanation. Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to put you through all of that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. You did? I knew that this whole incident has been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed to be the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to get another look around. Ah, so that is why you put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca's debate, you were able to gain us entry and investigative rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. So that is what it's all about. Very well, I forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Agent Lang, for giving us such a great opening, I thank you. You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow, if we were able to find proof, some proof by investigating this room, that you'll be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic. The evidence detectives collect, combined with the logic of a prosecutor, that is just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right? I don't know all about that, but one thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming for him. Oh, you are quite scary when you want to be, aren't you? Hey, you're the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me. Agent Lang, I wish you would stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Don't be such a sore loser. If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see this thing that you call evidence. I tell you, I know nothing, really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside of that statue.
Objection!
You swapped the real statue that vested in your country the authority to rule for a fake. It doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything. It doesn't make sense. But where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense? This music is so good. Like this realization that sets in with Edgeworth right here combined with this music. It gives me chills. He really got us. He's turned the entire situation around against us. The proof that Edgeworth has been after, which points to this man as a ringleader. If we can somehow find that proof now, then we can see to it that justice is finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this whole case wide open? The trump card and the videotape. With those two items, we might finally be able to bring this man down. But the card is evidence from a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret. And the tape was stolen by Detective Man from the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a prosecutor of the law cannot be allowed to use such pieces of evidence. Needless to say, we Von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory. And by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone back down to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. I no longer follow the path of Manfred von Karma, and I won't follow the path of the Yatagarasu. This leaves me with what? What creed would I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will sully my hands in illegality. And if I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law and what is justice? And which path is the prosecutor supposed to follow? That choice is one I must make by my own hands right here and right now. So, which path do we take? On one hand, we have to pursue the truth with all, like, on one hand pursue the truth, but break the law. On the other hand, let the truth escape by using, but following the rules, the law. To be fair, it doesn't matter which one we take. But it says something about Edgeworth, and it says something about us which one we do take. And personally, I am of the opinion that sometimes